Hello and welcome to Politics Inside. On March 2nd, 2025, Russian forces launched a missile strike on Panama-flagged container ship MSC Levante F while it was docked in the port of Odessa, Ukraine. Russian claimed the vessel was transporting British and NATO military supply intended for Ukraine's war efforts. The attack, executed with Iskander-M ballistic missile, resulted in significant damage to the ship and injuries to 2 port workers. Ukrainian officials have refuted Russia's allegations, asserting that the MSC Levante F was carrying only civilian cargo. They condemned the strike as a violation of international law and an escalation of hostilities. As of now, Moscow has not provided concrete evidence to substantiate its claim regarding the ships. This incident has further strained relationships between Russia and Western nations, particularly the United Kingdom, amidst ongoing discussion about military support for Ukraine. European and NATO leaders have convened in London to deliberate on a ceasefire proposal for Ukraine, with the UK, France, and Ukraine collaborating on a plan to present to former US President Donald Trump. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has reaffirmed Britain's unwavering support to Ukraine during these pivotal meetings. The international community is closely monitoring the situation as tension continues to escalate in the region. Next, President Donald Trump has issued a stern warning to Iran regarding its nuclear program, emphasizing that military action remains a possibility if diplomatic efforts fail.
There are reports now that Russia says it will help the United States negotiate a nuclear deal with Iran. What kind of a deal with Iran do you want to do? You said they cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, well, there are 2 ways Iran can be handled, militarily or you make a deal. I would prefer to make a deal because I'm not looking to hurt Iran. They're great people. I know so many Iranians from this country.
Well, not the leadership.
No, not the leadership.
The people.
They're very evil people. No, but the people of Iran are great people. But they had a tough regime, and they'd meet and they'd be shot in the streets. I mean, it was a tough deal. But I would rather negotiate a deal. I'm not sure that everybody agrees with me, but we can make a deal that would be just as good as if you won militarily. But the time is happening now. The time is coming up. Something's going to happen one way or the other. I hope that Iran, and I've written them a letter saying, I hope you're going to negotiate, because if we have to go in militarily, it's going to be a terrible thing for them.
You wrote a letter to the Khomeini?
Yes.
When did you send the letter?
Yesterday.
And you said you better negotiate, or we want you to negotiate?
I didn't say you better. I said,
Okay.
I hope you're going to negotiate, because it's going to be a lot better for Iran. And I think they want to get that letter. The other alternative is we have to do something, because you can't let them have a nuclear weapon.
In a letter addressed to Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Trump expressed a preference for negotiations to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, but underscores that all options are on the table. This outreach marked a significant attempt to re-engage with Tehran since the U.S. withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action JCPO in 2018. The Trump administration has reinstated a maximum pressure campaign, including stringent sanctions aimed at crippling Iran's economy and curtailing its nuclear ambitions. Despite these overtures, Iran's leadership has been resistant to direct negotiations under the current U.S. pressure. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei has previously dismissed the idea of talk with Washington, reflecting deep-seated mistrust and concern over U.S. intentions.
اولا برنامه هسته ایران از طریق عملیات نظامی قابل از بین بردن نیست. به چند دلیل. دلیل اول این که این یک تکنولوژی هست که ما به اون دست پیدا کردیم و تکنولوژی در مغزها وجود داره و قابل بمباران کردن نیست. ثانیاً این که برنامه تأسیسات هسته ایران در نقاط بسیار مختلفی در کشور پراکنده هست و به صورت مناسبی از اونها محافظت میشه و ما مطمئن هستیم که قابل از بین بردن نیست. نه، من معتقدم که اگر یک حمله به ایران صورت بگیره، این حمله میتونه تبدیل بشه به یک آتش فراگیر در منطقه، نه اینکه ما این کار رو انجام میدیم. این خواست اسرائیل هست که بقیه کشورهای منطقه رو درگیر یک جنگ بکنه. این خواست اسرائیل هست که آمریکا رو به جنگ بکشه. این دقیقاً یک برنامه اسرائیلی هست که آمریکا رو به جنگ بکشه و آمریکا اگر وارد جنگ در منطقه بشه به شدت آسیب پذیر هست. خود اونها هم میدونن. Well, as I said, we are not in a hurry. We are just watching what's going on in Syria, and we are waiting to see how the words are translated into action in Syria, how the words are translated into policies in the Syria. We want nothing but the good of the Syrian people, the good of the people of the region. And as I said, in principle, we have no problem to establish relation with Syria or any other.
The international community is closely monitoring this development as the potential for escalation remains high. This situation underscores the delicate balance between pursuing diplomatic resolutions and the looming threats of military conflict in addressing nuclear proliferation concerns. In response to President Donald Trump's recent letter proposing renewed nuclear negotiations, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, rejected the overture, stating that Tehran will not engage in talks under U.S. pressure. Khamenei accused the United States of attempting to impose its demand through such negotiations, reiterating Iran's refusal to accept these terms. The situation is further complicated by reports suggesting that Trump's administration may have sought Russian mediation to facilitate this nuclear discussion. This strategy aims to reduce the likelihood of Israeli military action against Iran. However, Iran's leadership remains skeptical of direct negotiations with the US, particularly under the current economic sanctions. Could the world be on the brink of another conflict, or is there still room for diplomacy to prevail? As tension rises between US and Iran, the stake could not be higher. While strong rhetoric and military threats may serve as a strategic leverage, history has shown that lasting peace is often forged through dialogue rather than force. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether diplomacy can de-escalate the situation if the world must brace for yet another geopolitical crisis. With that, we come to the end of Politics Insight on Diaspora Digital Media. Don't forget to like this video. Hit the notification bell to get alerted when we drop a new video. I am Ibrahim Omar Wasi. Stay connected and bye for now.